right, so welcome ladies to Flowing Ground. My name is Jay. Welcome those of you at home. We're glad you're joining us today for our live stream. So today we're going to start reclining with your blocks. If you don't have blocks at home, that's okay. Just get some pillows and maybe some books. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to lie with, I'm going to offer you a couple of options. So I want you to try to lie with one blocks. I have a speech impediment now. Now that I'm on live stream, I have a problem talking. So I want you to start with one block lengthwise on your spine, and you want it kind of coming in right below the shoulder blades. Then the other block is going to come on its side, tall ways, right into the crook of your neck. So we're coming into what I call a chest opener right here on the blocks. If you cannot get comfortable here, the other option is to remove the block from your back and just have the block high on its side underneath your head. So either way is an option. So take a minute and try to get comfy. Make some adjustments. Take a couple minutes to kind of get it situated the way you want it. If you can, see if you can let the legs just totally relax along. If they don't feel good long, you can always take your legs, bend them, plant your feet, knees, kind of drift in towards each other if that feels better. So we're going to do a lot of fourth chakra work today on the Hatha. We're all guarding and bracing against all the things. And so we're going to see if we can't try to open a little bit and try to embrace some of this change that is coming our way, whether we like it or not. So hopefully you're comfortable where you are. And I want you to have your hands, start with your hands palms down on your belly. And I want you to see if you can start to breathe into the low belly. Breathe into that pelvic bowl. Breathe into the lumbar spine, the tailbone. Into the sides of the hips. Into every direction. Just start breathing into that low part of the spine. And feel the heaviness of your hips in the ground as you breathe into that low spine. And see if you can surrender to gravity and feel the connection, the contact points between the back of your body and the ground. Feeling the heavy quality and the magnetic pull of gravity in the body all along the back of the body. And to balance that, to counteract that, you're going to feel the openness of the front body, the openness, the expansion of the front body. Using the connection of the mind and the breath to keep you really present in the whole class. You may hear sounds around or outside. See if you can just hear those sounds as muffled and off in the distance, and just let go of them and come right back to your breath and your body. Take a few breaths and check in with physical sensation in your body. And see if you can allow to bubble up in your mind what your body may be trying to communicate to you. What is your body trying to tell you it wants, it needs? Allow some space for your physical body to speak up and tell you what deepest desires are. And see if you can listen to what it's trying to tell you with a sense of curiosity and being open-minded, not judging or criticizing. And then I want you to check into your subtle energetic body. Notice those currents, that low-level hum, that buzz as your energy moves through all the channels in the body. Notice if it feels like it's free and easy moving through your body. Does it feel a little sludgy, maybe a little slow, a little stuck? Does it feel hot in some places? Maybe it feels cool in one place. So just notice how the energy feels in your body. All the little subtle sensations and qualities. And check in with your mind, your breath. See if you can link the two. So your mind kind of follows the breath. Inhaling through the nose, filling up, opening in every direction, feeling that expansion in every direction. Just as you blow up a balloon or you put air in a ball, it moves in every direction. Allow your breath to do the same. And your exhale is also through the nose, allowing the same slow, steady release of air. Seeing if you can allow yourself to get all the way to empty before you move into the next breath. And that deep, slow belly breathing is sending the signal to your nervous system that you can shift into the parasympathetic nervous system, where your body is getting permission, you're setting a tone with your breath that it's okay to relax and soften and rest. And to dial a little bit deeper into that, you can add a little count to your breath, and maybe you inhale for 3 to 5 counts and you exhale for 5 to 7 counts. So you're just adding a little bit of extra length to the exhale. Mind is following that breath, the inhale and the exhale. Inhale is a little bit of the expansion, the opening. The exhale is the softening, the surrendering, the grounding, relaxing into gravity. It's a process. So feel the process of inhaling the ease, the calm, the softness, and exhaling the stress, the worry, the anxiety, things you can't control. About 3 more breaths here. Feeling as you release that tension, you've got space between the teeth. Tongue can rest on the roof of the mouth. The jaw is soft. The face is soft. Releasing the tension in the jaw helps release tension in the hips and the pelvic floor. It's where we all hold on to a lot of stuff. Last breath or two here, lying on your back. Now starting to feel that expansion from the belly up into the chest, into the lungs a little bit more. So start to breathe into the chest and the lungs. The expansion starts in the belly and it just kind of moves up from there. And at the bottom of that last exhale, Next breath you're on, go ahead and finish that cycle. And at the bottom of that exhale, I want you to carefully take your arms and take your arms into cactus arms out from the shoulders. So elbows are bent and they're lined up with the shoulders, palms are facing up. I want you to see if you can just soften a little bit. Don't really crank or strain the arms open, but just soften a little bit here. Breathing into the chest, the heart, opening up the heart, the collarbones, the front of the shoulders. And then as you exhale, squeeze the elbows and the palms together. A little squeeze, bringing them together in front of your face. And then a couple more cycles of that inhale, opening up through the chest and the shoulders. And when you're ready, feeling the shoulder blades squeeze together, exhale, palms in front. And last time, inhale, open up those arms, open up that chest. And exhale, palms and elbows together in front. I want you to open the hands, moving into a lotus position. So the wrists and the elbows stay together. Open the lotus. And imagine you're opening your heart up, and then exhale and seal into the heart the things that you're bringing in that you want. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, open, keep the wrists together. Move into that lotus with the hands. Exhale, palms together. Last time, inhale, open. Slowly open the arms out to the sides again. And from here, you're going to slowly start to take the arms overhead, moving them towards straight. They don't have to get to straight. So see if you can start to kind of move the arms overhead. They can be a little bit in front of the head if that feels better. And exhale, bring them, and then go ahead and bring the elbows all the way down towards the rib cage and the hips. Now, if this doesn't feel good in your shoulders, come to the side. So open out from the shoulders, straight out to the side. And then exhale, pull the elbows into the body. And just do that a few times, either opening to the sides and pulling the elbows in, or opening overhead and pulling the elbows in. Last few here. I want you to imagine as you inhale and open the color green in your chest, opening to love, passion. And as you exhale, pull those into your body. Inhale, open to receive, acknowledging you deserve all of those things. And exhale, pull them into the body, sealing them into the body with intention. And last time, go ahead and relax the arms open anywhere you like. Anywhere out from the body, palms up, and just hold it here and breathe. When you're ready, go ahead and bend the legs, plant the feet. And let the legs slowly move into a lazy windshield wiper. So let your legs drop all the way over to the right and turn your head slightly to the left. And hold it right here. Hold it here, relax and breathe. You can support the legs with any props you have or make some adjustments. But I want you to hold it here and breathe. Think of that just gentle, little easy wringing out of tension in the body. Allow the shape and gravity to do the work. So just let your body soften into that shape. Eyes closed or gaze soft. Take a big inhale. Exhale with a sigh. All the way out, letting go of the things that you're holding, that you don't need to hold, that are heavy. See if you can lighten your load a little bit. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh. All the way out. Inhale, last one, big inhale. Hold at the top, seal in the prana, the energy, the breath. Feel the throb in the body as you hold it in, and exhale. Let it all the way out. At the bottom of that exhale, you're going to slowly inhale and switch sides. So slowly lift the legs, let them move the other way, and your gaze goes the opposite direction. So legs go one way, gaze goes the other way. Same thing here. Allow yourself to fully soften into this side, into the shape on this side. It's a gentle bringing, so it's not a lot of strain or effort. The shape of your body and gravity does most of the work. Eyes are closed, drishti is soft and focused. And you're going to take an inhale through the nose and a sigh. Feel the things leaving your body literally with that exhale, with that sigh. Let them go. Inhale again. Big inhale, exhale, soften, release, relax, let that go. And one more time, big breath in. Hold at the top, seal in the prana, the energy, the life force. Seal it and hold it. Feel it throbbing. Feel that on the body. And exhale, big sigh. Let it all go. Go ahead and roll all the way over to this side and reach back and remove the blocks out from behind you. Set them off to the side and go ahead and lie down on your mat. Lie all the way down on your mat. So no props behind you if you can get away with it, or maybe just a blanket or something soft under the head and neck. That's all you need. And so big stretch through the whole body, big reach. And exhale, soften anywhere you like. And just take a couple of breaths and notice. Notice sensation in the body. Notice how you're feeling after those stretches. Don't write a wrong answer. You're just staying really connected to the effects of all the movements, all the breath work, all the things that we do. You can keep the legs long if you like, or you can bend the legs. And I want you to reach the hands straight up to the sky. So reach the hands up to the sky, and I want you to open the fingers really big, open the fingers, and exhale, squeeze, thumb on the outside, make a fist. Inhale, open again. This time you can make a fist thumb on the inside, just see how that feels. Be careful with your thumb. Inhale again, and as you exhale, I'm going to let you pick thumb on the inside, thumb on the outside, and just do some lazy wrist circles with the fist. So just kind of roll that wrist around nice and slow. Maybe 2 or 3 times one way, then reverse, go the other way. And then coming back to center when you're ready, release the hands and open the fingers, and then kind of soften the fingers and roll the wrist with the hands open. And just notice how it feels different in the wrist to have the hands soft and open, the fingers soft and open versus clenched together. And then I want you to take your palms, act like you're going to plant them on the sky. So palms on the sky, big breath in. As you exhale, point the fingers down and press the top of the wrist up. So you're opening across the top of the wrist and the forearm. Inhale, fingers back, palm presses the sky. And exhale, fingers down, pointing straight down. Last time, inhale, open. Exhale, point down. Hold and open, kind of spreading the fingers. And I want you to kind of windshield wiper the hands. So turn the fingers to the right, turn the fingers to the left. It's like, what is it, the royal wave? Pretend like you're waving to the queen, only you're not cupping your hand. And then last time, each side, you're going to come to center and just allow the arms to hang suspended in air and allow the hands to hang suspended in air. Just feel the blood, the rush circulating through the hands and the arms with that movement. And imagine that all that old stale stuff is draining out of the hands, down the arms, past the shoulders, being absorbed into the floor underneath you. And when you lower the arms, you're going to get an infusion of fresh blood, fresh oxygen. So when you're ready, deep breath in. As you exhale, lower the arms down to the ground and just allow yourself to feel the shift of energy and the shift in the arms and the hands. On an inhale, you're going to take the arms overhead. Take the arms overhead, and as you exhale, you're going to cup the back of your head with your fingers, point the toes up, kind of flex the feet, And just gently pull the elbows together and look down at your feet. And from here, you're going to release the hands underneath the hips, elbows in. Carefully lift the chest, open the rib cage, release the head back for Lord of the Fishes. If this doesn't feel good, don't really lift the ribs too much. You can just barely tip the head back. Slowly release everything back down and inhale the arms overhead again, big stretch. And exhale, hands behind the head, toes point up, flex the feet. Exhale, pull forward, look at your feet. Release the hands underneath the hips, elbows in close to the rib cage. Press into the elbows, open the chest any amount, release the head back. Last one, carefully lift the head, lower the whole upper back and shoulders and head back to the mat. Inhale overhead, palms facing each other or pinky side in so that the shoulders are happy. Exhale, hands, fingers behind your head, just gently look at the toes. Make sure those toes are pointed up. And exhale, hands scoop under the hips, elbows in. Open the heart, open the chest. Release the head. And go ahead and release the upper body and head all the way down. Arms overhead, big, big, big stretch through the whole body. As you exhale, walk the feet in, plant the feet, and then slowly bring the knees into the chest. And just gently massage the low back, moving in a circle. You can kind of rock just side to side if that feels better. Just kind of massaging the sacrum, the low back, softening any tense, tight muscles in the low spine. If you're running into compression of bone on bone in the front of the hip, with your knees together, take them wider apart. Go around that bony protrusion in the front of the hip and widen the knees a little bit, taking them more towards the armpits. You can play with a little bound angle here. Grab the ankles, soles of the feet together. Knees open if you like. You can have a rock there. You can do a happy baby, grabbing the blades of the feet. Knees come into the armpits. You can have a little rock here. Giving the low back some love. And affection. So when you're ready, last little hug in of the knees to the chest, squeeze the knees into the chest, and go ahead and roll all the way over onto your right side. So curl up on your right side, head can support your arm, and the knees are bent, and just relax on the right side, taking the top hand, the left hand palm down in the mat. And I want you to ground one finger at a time. One finger at a time. And then see if you can press all the fingers into the mat. And then slowly ground the palm, the knuckles, the palm, the wrist, grounding that whole hand. And see if you can absorb into your body all the qualities that you associate with Mother Earth. The serenity, the calm, the peace, the steady, stable, grounding energy that comes from the earth. Pull that consciously, intentionally, pull that into your body through that palm and feel it move up the arm, into the shoulder, into the heart. Absorbing directly into your heart, that peace, that calm. Feel that spread throughout the whole body. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale the doubt, the fear, the worry. Let that breath out. Carefully press that hand into the mat, pushing yourself all the way up. And then take your time kind of moving into a tabletop position on your mat. You can keep your eyes closed if you choose. Coming into a tabletop on your mat. So hands, really wrists directly underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers nice and wide and add a little action. Actively press the fingers into the mat so that you know you're not dumping too much into the wrist. You're actively squeezing the fingers a little bit into the mat. As Leanne likes to say, you can protect your little baby frog right underneath your palm. Knees lined up with the hips. And play with, so we tend to sickle the feet in together and have the feet together. See if your feet can match the knees and see if you can not let the outside of your foot kind of rock out. See if you can press through the big toe mound and evenly press the top of that foot into the mat. From here, I want you to let your hips drift to one side and let your head kind of naturally relax to the other shoulder. So you're squeezing off one side to open the other. And then slowly come through center and do the same on the other side. So make this a very lazy move from side to side. Remember, you're squeezing off one side, healthy compression on one side to open up the other. Make sure you're in a neutral spine so you're not collapsing too much in the belly forward. Maintaining the natural curves of the spine. And then you can add the feet in. So the next time you look or let your head go to one side, take the feet to that side of the mat. And make this opening in the side just a little bit bigger. And so the toes go in the same direction of your head. So when you look back, if you were to look back, you would see your foot. Just adding in the feet side to side a couple more times. Opening up from the hip, up the side, waist. Teres minor, teres major, outside the shoulders, really below the shoulders. And then come back to center next time you come through. So you're going to inhale into cow. You can tuck the toes under when you inhale into cow if you like. You don't have to. And then you can exhale, flatten the feet, and pull up into cat. Move back and forth. You can even reverse that. You can leave the tops of the feet down when you come up into cow, and you can tuck the toes under when you move into cat. If you have bone density issues, you're just going to stay in a flat back. So instead of really arching and doing a lot of forward flexion in the upper spine, you can just pull the belly button into the spine, but you're going to keep the upper back nice and flat. Breath drives movement, not the other way around. Inhaling and exhaling from one to the other. And after a couple more of these, when you're feeling like your body is starting to wake up and warm up, I want you to close your eyes and get the mind to take a back seat and let the body take over. So just let your body start to move in any direction, in any way it wants and it chooses. You can kind of push back through a couple of child's poses if you want to, kind of circling the hips around. You could do a puppy pose where you walk the hands forward and you release the forehead down. Any little things, any little movements and stretches that your body's asking for. See if you can answer that call and give your body what it's asking for. Keeping a sense of the rolling, smooth, lazy little movements, breath and movement on it. Maybe you allow the head to drop all the way forward, relax tension in the neck. And when you're ready, we're going to hold a child's pose. So when you're ready, you're going to move back into that child's pose. You can take the knees further apart if that feels better in your hips. You can drop the forehead to the mat or rest your head on your hands. And just relax into that forward fold for a few breaths. Eyes closed. And I want you to breathe into the upper mid back, that thoracic spine. See if you can inhale into the upper back ribs, breathing into that back. And exhale and soften. Sometimes we tend to think of breathing in the chest as only coming forward, but I want you to imagine that you're breathing into the back body. So feel that back open on that inhale. When the front's compressed, that's naturally where you have the most space anyway. Couple more breaths, breathing into the upper mid-back. And letting your breath just be as it wishes. You can roll your head, your forehead along the bones of the hand. You can also let your hips do a lazy little rock. So maybe you shift into the left hip as the head kind of rolls to the right. And then as you come through center, it goes the other way. So your hips kind of shift to the right as your head kind of rolls to the left shoulder. And just a lazy little roll side to side a couple more times. And then slowly move back to center. On an inhale, take the hands in front, plant the palms, spread the fingers, pull forward, and I want you to move into a plank pose first. So get set in your plank, shoulders over wrists. Make sure that the crooks of the elbows are kind of moving, trying to move, the action of moving towards forward without locking out the elbows. And then from here, lift the hips and shift into your downward facing dog. Relaxing the heels down. Don't get hung up on getting the heels down to the mat. That's not the point of down dog. So just kind of pedal out, pressing one heel down at a time, pulling the other heel up and switch, pedaling out the feet. And try to make sure as you press one heel down that you're equally pressing down on the inside and the outside of the foot. You can lift and lower both heels together. And I want you to, as you lift the heels, soften the knees a little bit to the mat, and then come back up and then just release the heels down. Just do that a couple times. Kind of rolling forward onto the tiptoes, bending the knees, pressing the heels down one more time. And then I want you to try to hold your down dog, look back at your feet, make sure they are actually hip width apart. Soften, take about 5% off the knees and see how that feels in the hips and the low back. Make sure you're not collapsing in the chest. Strong in the hands, strong in the arms. From here, slowly on an inhale, start to walk the feet forward, coming into a forward fold. With your feet about hip width apart, I want you to keep the knees soft and just allow your body to drape down over the legs. Soften the head to the point where the crown of the head, the top of the head is pointing to the floor, and you're looking back between the feet. Plant the fingertips on the floor, and I want you to rock forward on the toes and then rock back in the heels. And notice how that changes how you feel in the low back and the hips. So being light in the heels sometimes will free up space in the low back and the sacrum. You can play with moving one leg towards straight and then the other leg towards straight. You can bend and straighten both together if you prefer. Just easing some space behind the knees into the backs of the knees, making sure you're not way back in the heels. You want to have your weight shifted forward where the hips are over the ankles. And that's where you might want to have your hands on blocks or your hands on something so that you feel like you're not going to tip too far forward. And then just find that balance between on your foot where you feel like you're balanced in all the corners of the feet, pressing into the big toe mound. Go ahead and take the hands into the elbows and let your body hang. Try to surrender the upper body to the ground, opening the back body. You can have a little sway, a little movement as you rock side to side. Big inhale, coming up a little bit out of that. Exhale, sigh, all the way in. Planting the fingertips down. You're going to inhale to a flat back, sliding the hands up onto the shins. Making sure you're pressing weight into the big toes, not too far back in the heels. Bring that belly button to your spine, but keep that tailbone free, not tucking it under. Going for length from the hips all the way to the top of the head. Looking down at your mat, trying not to look forward so you don't crunch the back of the neck. Exhale, sink all the way down. Heavy in the legs, heavy in the feet. Pressing into that big toe mound, you're going to slowly roll all the way up to standing. Come up really slowly, taking your time. When you get all the way up, I want you to inhale the shoulders forward, up. Exhale, down and around, all the way out. 2 more times, inhale forward and up. Exhale, down and around, all the way down. Last time, inhale forward and up. Exhale, relax all the way down. We're going to hold mountain pose for a few breaths. So have your feet in a position where you feel balanced and stable. Maybe you want more separation. You want to be hip width apart. Try to keep it hip width apart or closer. But if you really can't get there in those parameters, it's okay to take them wider. Arms by your sides, slightly turning the palms forward. See if you can allow yourself to ground and be heavy in the feet and the legs. And then see if you can imagine the upper body, the ribs in the upper body relaxes and sinks into the heaviness of the hips, almost like 2 sockets fitting right together. We think to stand tall, we have to lift the rib cage so far off of the hips. And that's really not what we're trying to get you to do when you stand tall. So allow the grounding to happen first, the heaviness. Allow the hips and the sternum just to relax down. Allow the upper body to relax down into the hips, and the hips to feel heavy all the way down the legs to the feet. Knees are about 5% off of straight, not locked. And then the length is going to come from you slightly pulling the chin in and tipping the top, the very back top of crown of the head up. So it's almost like you smile with your hyoipo. So the chin kind of comes in and then a little bit up to the crown of the head. Hold right here, breathe. If you're stacked right, all the way up the body, mountain pose should feel pretty close to effortless. It's a lot of work if your shoulders are out of alignment or your hips are out of alignment. Keeping that heaviness, that grounding in the legs and the hips. You're going to take the palms, turn them forward, reach them out. And you're going to consciously press the palms down and out, keeping the shoulders down. Tilt the hips forward, but keep the ribs down and bring the chin in and slowly open to the side. From here, inhale up and exhale, dive straight down into your foot. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, lower. Hands down, step back into your plank. Hold your plank. Get set, make sure the shoulders are over the wrists, the fingers are wide. Grip, feet are about hip width apart. Hold right here. Pressing through the heels, activating. This is a whole body move. Belly button to spine. I want you to slowly lower one knee and just barely touch the floor, and then lift that knee and lower the other knee. Try not to let the hips rock to side. You can always keep both knees down, and instead of lowering one knee at a time, you lift one knee at a time. So either option is fine. I want you to do a total of 3 times on each side. So last time each side. And then when you're ready, hold, lasso hold in your plank, both knees down, both knees up. Take a deep breath in, roll slightly forward onto the tips of your toes, and exhale all the way down onto your belly. When you get all the way down onto the belly, take the fingertips off of your mat out to the side. And from here, I want you to slowly inhale, offer up your heart, coming up. Eyes can go up instead of the whole head. And exhale, slowly lower all the way back down. 2 more times. Inhale, just coming up as high as it feels good to you. And exhale. One more time. Inhale, up. And exhale all the way down. Come up just about halfway and dip one shoulder forward and look over the other. Slowly move through center and switch sides. Dip the other shoulder and look forward. Come all the way back down through center. Hands come in underneath the shoulders or the ribs. Roll the shoulders forward, down the spine, pulling the elbows in close, shoulder blades down. Inhale for your baby cobra. Only coming up as high as is good for you. And exhale, lower down. Again, inhale up, trying to open, offer your heart. Just like a cobra, open your chest. Exhale forward. Last time. Inhale up. Only come up as high as you can, not using the arms. This is about the back. And exhale, lower all the way down. From here, engage the belly. From here, you're going to push up through your plank into your down dog. In that down dog, I want you to center the right foot, lift the left leg, and from here, bring the knee to the nose, pulling it up and in. Slowly inhale, lift that leg back up, and now knee to elbow. You can do this with the opposite knee down if you choose. And now knee across. Inhale up. Now you're going to pull the knee back in and lower that knee onto the ground. So you're going to pivot to the side, letting that foot move around behind, coming into a side lunge on your mat. So from here, if you need something under the knees, put a blanket or block. Not a block, don't do that. Put a blanket if you have one. And the toes can be tucked under. If you're on the concrete, it's okay to tuck the toes under. So from here, I want you to, we're going to take time. You're going to plant one hand down. Inhale the other arm up to the sky. Look up, reach up. And exhale, slowly lower. And inhale, switch sides. Now, on the other side, if you're limited in the shoulder, just come out from the shoulder. You can see what kind of space you have. Moving across the revolved version, you're not going to have as much space, and that's okay. Work with the range of motion you have. This is kind of a moving breath meditation from one side to the other. One more time each side. And then come back to center and hold right here. Walk the fingertips in, and I want you to slowly come all the way up onto that knee. Once you get all the way up onto that knee, I want you to slide one hand down the outside of the knee, other hand comes up to the sky, and then slowly slide the hand down the leg. foot can point forward or along the same line as the leg. It's whatever feels good to you, or anywhere in there is fine. So just kind of move here from side to side. And next time you come through center, I want you to hold it here with the arms open. And you're going to allow the ribs to kind of soften it, and you're going to bring the hands in front and just kind of look down at the ground. And then inhale, cactus the arms and open and look up. Exhale, kind of scooping action, palms up. And then pulling those hands into that cactus. And one more time. Inhale, scoop it in, and pull into that cactus. Hold that cactus. And you're going to dip one elbow down to the floor this time. Come through center, dip the other elbow, and just move side to side in that cactus with that elbow dip. One more time, each side. Coming back, you're going to bring one hand down. Slowly bring the other hand down, pivot back to where you're facing forward with that knee down, other leg straight back. You're going to lift, come up, lift that leg up and back, coming into a down dog split, and roll that hip open. Stacking the hips, opening the front of your hips. Circle the foot and ankle a couple of times. And then carefully bring the hips back level with each other, lifting that foot up and back. Bring the foot forward, coming into a lunge. A high lunge foot can be towards the outside of the mat. Both hands are inside the foot for now. And I want you to sink the hips, making sure the knee doesn't come way out in front of the toes, and lift the hips. And move the front leg towards straight. So just kind of sink and straight. Next time you come forward, I want you to hold the sink, plant the hands, and just kind of allow the body to soften into this. Lift the chest a little bit, see if you can look straight ahead. From here, inhale, slowly lift the hips, moving the leg towards straight, and then you can frame the foot with your hand and hold it here. Use your blocks if you need to, and or keep a bend in the front knee. Either one is fine. Just try to soften the head towards the knee. Front leg, remember, can be bent or straight, does not matter. Roll the hips side to side a little bit. Let the hips kind of rock a little bit here. Coming back to center, pressing through that big toe mound on that front foot. Pull that back foot up a little bit to where you can drop the back heel. And then you're going to, from here, windmill up into your warrior two. So adjust the feet if you need to, because everybody's body is built different, so you kind of want to feel like in your warrior two, you're nice and stable here. Knee kind of over the front ankle, back foot is just slightly forward in an angle, so it's not like directly to the side. So from here, same thing. I want you to close your eyes, turn the palms up, and see if you can allow the hips to be heavy, the legs to be heavy, the upper body to kind of sink and soften into the stability of the lower body. With that stability, that grounding of the low body, inhale the front hand up as the back hand goes down the back of the leg. And then exhale, you can come into a side angle, elbow on the thigh. You can come down to the floor, hand in front of, behind the foot. You can wrap the hand around. And just make this a move from one to the other. A little easy moving meditation. Stopping where you need to. If you don't like the palms turned up, turn them to the side. Turn them back down where they were. It is up to you. One more time here. And then we're going to hold forward. So you can have your elbow on the thigh. Other hands can be up. You can go for the bind here. You can always go for the bind, reaching the bottom hand underneath. Fingers on the floor, fingers outside, wherever you like. You hold where it works for you. Breath in. As you exhale, look back down at that hand. Carefully slide the hand out of the bind. Bring both hands to the ground. From here, you're going to push off the back leg, lift the back leg up. Coming into a forward fold with a split, holding it here. I want you to kind of bend the knee and bring the back of the knee to the back of the front of the back knee into the back of the front knee. That's really hard to say. And then lift your leg back up. So do that a couple more times. I'm sure there's a better way to say that. I just have not been able to figure out what it is. Yeah, one more time. Hold it here and then cross the foot behind so that you've got that back foot kind of tucked around, crossed. And then from here, I want you to bend the legs, sink down as far as you can, and straighten the legs. Sink, straighten, one more time. And then just go ahead and keep the legs straightish and let yourself relax into a forward fold with your feet crossed. You can have a little hip sway side to side. You can try to release the top of the head down. From here, with the knees soft, inhale the arms wide and slowly come up to standing. Keeping the arms shoulder height, turn the palms up. And from here, see if you can maintain your balance and look up. And exhale, palms down. And carefully uncross those feet. And shake that out for a second. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, so coming back to Tadasana, I want you to close your eyes, slightly turn the palms forward, or coming back to mountain. So I want you just to take a moment and breathe and see if this mountain feels a little different from the last one. Remember pressing through the big toe mound, making sure you're not taking too much weight on the outside or inside of the foot. Feeling heavy in the feet, heavy in the legs, heavy in the hips. And see if you can allow that grounding, heavy feeling of the upper body kind of plugging into the socket of the lower body. Slight pull down of the shoulders as you bring the chin in and extend the top crown of the head. That very little place right in the back of the top of your head. That's what's extending. It's just like when you stack blocks, and if they're stacked one right on top of the other, they tend to be really stable. If any block is slightly out of alignment, it affects the stability of the whole structure. You're going to inhale the arms up, palms up, right out from the shoulders. Point the thumbs back. And inhale, tip the hips forward. Try to keep the ribs down. Pull that chin back. Open up. Open the heart. Open the chest up to the universe. And as you exhale, just dive right forward, coming into that fold. All the way down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, over. Hands down, feet back, come into your plank. So remember, in this plank, your knees can be down if you choose, or your knees can be up. So this time, what I want you to do is pull the heel into one hip and then extend the leg. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. Don't let the hips rock. Then pull the other heel in and just slowly move from side to side. So you can do this with your knees down. You're just going to pull one heel in. You can lift that knee slightly and do the same on the other side. About 3 times each side, to just slowly alternate one to the other. And after the last one, that third one, when you're ready, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly lower yourself, rolling onto the tiptoes all the way onto the belly. This time when you get all the way down, you're going to take the arms in front and take the hands and turn them slightly out. We're going to come into seal pose. So the arms are straightish, the hands are in front. You can drop the tops of the feet if you're on your mat. So from here, just slowly pull the shoulder blades down the back a little bit, and then you're going to press and just barely lift off of the floor. Ground through the low belly. Try not to let the shoulders creep up. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. So right here, hopefully you're not feeling anything in the low back. Go ahead and make sure the feet aren't sickling. Extend the big toe long on the mat, allowing space in the sacrum and the low back. So now you're going to lower down. You're going to walk the hands in a little bit. So from here, again, hands turn slightly out. Shoulder width are a little bit wider. Come up here. See how you feel. See how the low back feels. If the low back is talking to you, go back to the first position. Again, grounding through the low belly, not tucking the tailbone under, not clenching your butt. And one more time, you're going to lower. You can stay in this position, or you can bring your hands in even closer to the corners of your mat, or right outside the corners of the mat, and just carefully, slowly push yourself up into seal. And hold wherever you are, whichever position. Again, you should not feel pinching or compression in the low back. And last breath here, big inhale. As you exhale, slowly lower the elbows. Bring the hands in line with the elbows. And I want you to actively kind of squeeze the elbows together a little bit. And from here, you're going to release the head all the way forward. Let your head totally relax. And it's okay if you even pull the sternum in a little bit. Move back and forth. So remember, palms can be down, the blades of the hands can be down, or palms up. And I want you to inhale a little lift out of that Sphinx and exhale lower. You can push the elbows into the mat and just kind of pull the sternum in, rounding the upper back a little bit. So it's almost like it's a cat-cow, only in the upper body in this Sphinx pose. And the next time you come forward, see if you can find kind of a neutral halfway place where it's not a lot of effort and you feel okay here. And then exhale forward and let your ear slowly roll to one shoulder. You can lift the chin a little bit. And exhale, dip the chin down. And let the ear roll over to the other side. So just kind of a lazy little move side to side a couple more times. And one more time each side. And last time, go ahead and come back to center. Allow the humerus to sink deep into the shoulder socket. Allow the head to sink towards the ground. Last little release of all holding, all tension here. Carefully inhale a little bit out, enough to get the hands underneath, either underneath the shoulders or back by the ribs. Everybody's different, so find the place that gives you the most support. From here, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, push up and back, child's pose. That was mean. No, not yet, but we will get there. So center your left leg, lift the right. Is that the same side, or are we doing it different sides? Okay. So from here, you're going to bring the knee to the nose, pull it up and in, and then lift that leg up and back. And then knee comes to the same elbow, and lift, and then across, and lift. Now bring that knee forward, drop that knee, and you're gonna pivot and turn to the side and do the same series on the other side. So put a blanket underneath your knee, if you need to, and from here, you're going to plant one palm and lift the other hand up to the sky. Look up at that hand. Slowly lower that hand, plant that hand, go the other way. So you can come just out from the shoulder. If you have a little bit more room, that's fine. When you're revolved, you're not going to have as much space, and that's okay. A little moving flow from one side to the other about 3 times. And then after that last time, hold it here in center. So when you're ready, start to walk the fingers in and slowly come up all the way onto that knee. Remember, the foot can point forward or it can turn to the side lined up with the leg. Either way is fine. So one hand goes down the side of the leg. You can just slide it down the leg. And then the other hand's going to go down the other leg as that hand reaches up to the sky. So just move side to side. One more time each side. Next time you come through center, take the arms out from the shoulders. And you're going to point the thumbs back, open up the chest, and then exhale, scoop something in. Just pull it right into the body, and then open up, and then pull it in. Pull in what you want, scoop it into that heart, and then open up again. One more time. Reach, pull in what you want, seal it into that heart, and open up. Now you're going to come into the cactus arms here, and you're going to slide one elbow down, kind of point it down to the floor, and inhale through center, and elbow dips to the other side. So just kind of do that lazy little dip, using the muscles of your obliques and your side abs to kind of control this movement. One more time, each side. Coming back to center, extending the arms long. You're going to windmill the hands, turning towards the front, pivoting on the knee, extending that leg back. And then from here, you're going to lift that bent leg up and open up that hip. Roll that hip open, stacking the hips. Circle that foot and ankle. A couple times each way. And then level out those hips, coming back to that down dog split. Deep breath in as you exhale, pull that back foot forward, sinking that foot. So you're going to start with the hands inside the foot. And from here, you're just going to sink the hips, lift the chest, and then slowly lift the hips and start to straighten that front leg. And just move back and forth, sinking those hips, allowing the chest to lift. Just make sure the knee doesn't come way out in front of the toes. If it's coming way out in front of the toes, that means you're a little short in your stance. So just take that back foot a little bit further back and the front foot back. One more time, and I want you to hold it with the hips down, chest up in that lunge. And then slowly inhale, lift the hips, frame the foot, and you're going to hold it right here. Front knee can be bent or straight. Just soften the head down and try to relax right here. Front leg, remember, it can be just straight. Just press through that big toe mound on that front foot so you're not too much on the outside of that foot. You can do a little hip rock, a little hip movement side to side. Here's fine if it feels okay. Remember, if it doesn't feel okay, you don't have to do it. I'm just making suggestions. I'm just guiding you through your own practice. If something doesn't work for you, don't use it. Slowly come back to center. Both hands come inside the front foot. Back foot just steps up a little bit, and that back heel is going to drop. That foot's pointed out to the side at an angle. And then just windmill the arms up, coming into your warrior two. So adjust the position of the feet if this does not feel great. Also watch collapsing on the arch on the back foot. Make sure if you're so heavy in the arch in the front, push a little bit on the outside of the foot. If you're way on the outside of the foot, so kind of balance that foot. So from here, you're going to turn the palms up. Again, ground through the feet, the legs, allow the hips, allow the upper body to kind of soften into the grounding of that lower body. Feeling really stable and grounded here before you move. And from this stability, you're going to slowly let the back hand go down the back leg, front hand up. And then just come forward, stopping where you choose. Elbow on the leg, hand to the mat. Either way, just kind of move back and forth. You can change the hands if you like. One more time, bless you. And then you're gonna hold forward. So you can hold forward, elbow on the knee if you choose, hand on the floor in a bind. Other hand is gonna reach up to the sky. You can stay here, or you can turn the palm behind you and reach down the back. So staying in the pose that works for you. Remember, if it's dizzying, to look up, look straight ahead, or keep looking at that foot on the floor. Stay here and breathe. Finding that balance in your body between effort and ease. What can you soften, and what needs to be engaged here for your stability in the pose? Try not to dump in that shoulder if you're resting on the leg. It's so tempting to do. On an inhale, release out of that bind, arm comes up. As you exhale, carefully pivot forward. You're going to pivot on the back foot and push forward and lift the back leg. Moving into that forward fold with a split. Bring the knee to touch the crook of the knee and then lift. And then next time you bring the knee in close, you're just going to plant the foot outside your foot that's already on the ground. So you're crossing the feet from here. Just bend the knees, plant the fingers, lower into that little squat, and then straighten the body. Lower on an exhale, inhale and lift. One more time. Lower and lift. Holding a little bit of softness in the legs, you're going to slowly inhale up, roll up. Take the arms out from the shoulders. And open up the chest, look up if you can. Ugh, need some glasses. And exhale, lower those arms all the way down. Uncross those feet. Okay, heading down to the floor, we're going to move through a little chair series here. So I want you to have some softness in the knees. And I want you just to kind of swing your left arm forward and back. And then just gradually do both arms for a minute. Yeah, just kind of let go of all the rigid stuff. And then just go to the other side. Let the other arm go forward and back. And then both arms together for 3. Yeah, 2, soft knees. So there's a little bounce kind of in the middle. Yeah, one more time. So come back to center, and I want you to take that left arm, palm down in front, reach it up, turn, when it gets by your head, turn the palm out, and just allow the arm to come around. So do a very slow circle with that shoulder. Yeah, one more time, working with the range of motion you have. And then I want you to reverse that. Come back and forward. So when your hand is in front, the palm faces in. When your hand is back, the palm faces out. Last one. Next time your arm is back, I want you to take the other arm in front. Now goalpost, pulling that back shoulder blade in without flaring. It's so hard. And inhale long, exhale cactus. Inhale long again. Exhale that cactus, keeping the cactus come to the front. And I want you to keep that cactus, close your eyes, ground in the legs. Imagine opening your heart, opening to love, compassion, and not just for others, but some for yourself. So again, you're going to take the arms out and you're going to come out and you're going to scoop all those things you want and you're going to pull them into the body, into the heart, and then inhale, open. Exhale, reach for what you want. Those qualities, pull them into your heart. And last time, open and reach and pull them in. Hold your hands over your heart for a moment. Seal. those things you called in into the body, into the heart. Imagining you're glowing with that color green. And slowly, on an inhale, release the hands down. Now your opposite arm is going to start those arm circles, so palm in. And as you get overhead, palm turns out. So it's okay if the hips turn, keep the knees soft. Just work with the range of motion that your shoulder is okay with. After you've done about 2 or 3 one direction, I want you to change, reverse that, and move, go the other way. Yeah, and after this last one, I want you to hold it back. Hold that arm back. Reach the other hand in front. Try not to flare. Try to keep those ribs down and in. Practice those arms. Hold that back shoulder blade in close and extend the arms over. Cactus, bend at the elbow and inhale, open. Last one, cactus and open. Hold the cactus, come to the front and hold that cactus. See if you can soften the rib cage in but still open the shoulders. Take the hands behind the head, cup the head or interlace the hands. And I want you to open the elbows up, lift the chin, open up. And exhale, pull the elbows together and just kind of curl into a ball. Soften the knees and just kind of curl in. Inhale, open the body, open the elbows. Hips can come forward if that feels better on your back. And exhale, start to squeeze the elbows together and curl the body in. One more time, inhale, open, leaning back if it feels okay on your back, softening the knees, and exhale, squeezing forward. And go ahead, as you curl into a ball here, go ahead and release the head and arms, and bring the feet together, and lower elbows onto the thighs, sitting back in a chair. So keeping the hands up, I want you to slowly inhale, pull the chest forward, look forward, and exhale, a little pull in, a little cat-cow right here. Inhale, pull forward, exhale, come back. One more time, inhale forward, and as you exhale, just go back about halfway, one elbow outside the knee, a little twist, turning to the side, wringing out something you want to let go of. Release that, inhale the arms in front, and exhale over to the other side. Palms together in front, and release the hands down, drop into your fold, straighten the legs. Cross one foot over, and slowly lower yourself all the way onto your mat, or just get down wherever you want. Doesn't have to be pretty. And from here, slowly reach the hands in front and lower yourself all the way onto your back. Once you get all the way on the back, reach the arms overhead, big stretch, and exhale, and relax wherever you want. On an inhale, you can bring the legs in, hug them in, roll around on the back. Happy baby, bound to angle, just any little stretches that your body is telling you it wants or needs, call them in. You can have the legs straight, reaching them up to the ceiling, to the sky if you like. Any little last stretches that you want to do, go for it. And then when you're ready, go ahead and start to move into your Shavasana, your corpse pose, whatever position you want to hold. Take some time to get yourself situated, adjusted, comfortable. So remember, don't be afraid to let yourself take up space. Your arms can be out from the body. That allows room for the intercostals to have space to open and close. That's a full breath thing. You can also adjust the hips, take the feet out to opposite corners. So come into a position where you feel like you can fully soften and relax. Eyes are closed. And start to dial back into that belly breath. Big inhale through the nose. Big sigh. All the way out. 2 more times. Breathe in. Exhale, surrender. All the way out. And last time, big inhale. Big exhale. Let go of all effort around your breath. Let go of all effort in your body. Let go of all effort in your mind. See if you can be present in this moment, in this body, in this Shavasana. To be exactly where you are, right here, right now. relax your subtle, energetic body. See if the mood shifted, moved. Check in with your mind, your breath. See if there's some quality you want to seal into the body with intention. Sort of setting a tone from the inside of your body out. So that you can't control what happens in your day, you can just control your response to it. So wrap it around you like a force field, like a warm blanket, favorite sweatshirt. And when you're ready, deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly roll over onto the side of your choice. Left side if you're really worried about being even, or just whichever side you choose. Once you get onto your side, take the top hand, press each finger into the ground one at a time. Grounding each finger one at a time, and then all 5 fingers. And then gradually press the whole hand into the mat. And then pull from Mother Earth the serenity, the peace, the calm, the stability, the consistency from the earth. And pull it right through the hands into the arm, all the way up the arm, into the heart. Carefully push your hand into the ground and slowly take your time, move it all the way up to a sitting or kneeling position. Keeping your eyes closed if you like, place your hands over your heart, left and then right. And I want you just to imagine that you are sending yourself patience, love, compassion, self-care, because you can't really offer it to anyone else unless you're giving some to yourself. Think of the oxygen mask analogy. You can't help the person next to you unless you're putting yours on first. So put yourself at the top of the list. Slowly bring your hands together in front. Open into that lotus. Again, wrists staying together. Inhale, lift the chin, drop the head back. Exhale, sealing the hands, head comes to the knuckles. Acknowledging your inner voice, your intuition. Allowing space for that voice to be heard, eyes open. Adjust to light and color, and slowly lift your head up. Namaste. Thank you all for coming in today.
Thank you so much.
I hope you guys have a great day.